much. We have 31 players which need to be trimmed to 25 players. The final selection has been made. It was definitely not easy. This said we gave them 2 weeks, 3 days of intense training. We look at their technical abilities, the tactical awareness, and their game intelligence also. Because some of the players' passports are with the embassies, so we don't know exactly how long the passport would be there. Some are going for trials. You don't know exactly when they're coming back. So if you take them at the end of the day, you drop someone, this man wouldn't be available during the course of the competition. At the end of the day, it's going to be a setback to us.
Welcome to Bojang Media exclusive interview. And today's conversation, we intend to talk to the Gambia Under-20 head coach Abdullah Bojang, who is preparing with the Under-20 team ahead of the WAFU Under-20 Championship that is set to take center stage in September in Liberia. Well, in 2018, the Gambia Under-20 won the WAFU in Liberia under the guidance of Matan Boj. Now, this time around, the team is set to go in Liberia again. Well, before going to Liberia, the coach Abdullah Bojang selected dozens of players that took part in a trial before concluding only 31 players that are the final batch of players training ahead of the major competition. In this conversation, we speak to the head coach about tactical formation, the players that are selected, why are some of the players dropped, and how important is it for the team and the developmental process of these youngsters. Don't forget, please, subscribe to the Dembajam Media. Don't forget to also follow the page. You can also follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, here we go. Let's listen to Abdullah Bojang.
Yes, thank you so much. We have 31 players which need to be trimmed to 25 players. The final selection has been made. It was definitely not easy. Because we try to invite players from fourth, second, and third division, few from third division, and we try to have an independent body who was also part of the screening process. Finally, we came up with 31 players. So the registration should be 25 players.
Well, how difficult a task is it for you and your coaching staff to conduct these, trials and of course giving opportunity to so many pool of players before you decide on 31?
Well, it was definitely challenging because we have a lot of potentials in this country. We have abundant of it in this country. So you need to take your time, give them more time to look at them, because we did it into different sections: first division, second division, and the players who are playing within the sub-region. And every set we gave them 2 weeks, 3 days of intense training. We look at their technical abilities, the tactical awareness, and their game intelligence also. At the end of the day, we were able to come up with the 31 players that are identified as of now.
The players that, some of them, I'm sure they are dropped simply because their passports are not available or they are with the embassy. I mean, can you give us clarification on some of these issues? Because I'm sure all the players that are dropped, some of them are good enough to be part of the team.
Yes, as you said, that's the truth, because some of the players' passports are with the embassies. So we don't know exactly how long the passport would be there. Some are going for trials. You don't know exactly when they're coming back. So if you take them at the end of the day, you drop someone, this man wouldn't be available during the course of the competition. At the end of the day, it's going to be a setback to us, because we needed 25 players. So if he is not available, and at the end of the day, when we've dropped others, then we cannot invite them again, because the league is no more. The league has ended, and you have nowhere to go and select players to come and join you again, because they will be sitting or going for holidays or somewhere. So that's why we try to make sure that those whom we are not sure of, we just allow them to continue with the process of their tryout or the visa process. Then we focus on more mainly on players who will be available from now to the competition.
Well, I know tactic is one of the key things that you work on, but also how about the disciplines of the players and also, taking them to the right course ahead of a tournament?
Um, as you said, discipline is key. We don't joke with discipline. Even today, you can see a player who came late. He didn't join the session because of he should be here on time. We always emphasize to them that this is a national team, not a club team or a Nawetan team. So the level should be high. The expectations are always high. We should behave as professionals. So definitely, we don't joke with discipline.
We know it's very difficult when you go to tournament, but under 20 or career competitions are always developmental process. I mean, how are you preparing ahead of the WAFU competition?
Well, this is what we always emphasize. This is what we always tell them. It is only that the under 20 had a lot of success. Now people tend to forget about the development and focus on the successes that we achieve. But the most important thing, as you said, we start with the developmental part of it. That is important. If you are able to develop the players, then success will come after. But if you forget about the development and concentrate on winning trophies, then at the end of the day, the players might not be developed the way they should be. But we focus a lot on developmental part of it, and also the competition. Also, the teams that we're going to play, we know them. We told them that Gambia is no more an underdog when it comes to these international competitions. So a lot has been learned from these competitions. We note a lot, and that's why we look at certain things when it comes to selecting players. The physical ability, that is very important. Most of the time, we cannot match with the likes of Guinea, Mali, Cameroon, and Ghana. But what we also emphasize is quick circulation of the ball with minimal time on the ball, so as to avoid those physical contacts with them. That is our strength. So we emphasize a lot on that when it comes to the preparation of the competition. We have the preparation is on the way, but as I said, we need to work a lot on the tactics because these players are from different clubs with different mentalities, different style of play. So we're going to introduce our style of play to them for them to understand. That's why most of the time we will ask them questions to see their level of understanding. So the preparation is on the way. We'll be assessing them. We'll have friendly games also. We'll try to have one or two international. We'll discuss that with the technical director so as to know our level before going to the competition.
Coach, talking about the players being from different teams, we understand that of recent the under 20 has been mired with so many success stories. Tell us the amount of work that Coach Abdullah Boja and his backroom staff has to put in place to ensure that the boys get being safe.
That is always where we focus on because we're going to a competition which is definitely not an easy competition. So the level of preparedness is the most important thing. So we know when it comes to Gambian football, tactics are always a problem. Players, most of the time, they don't respect tactics. But for me, we emphasize it a lot that we need to know our role and our responsibility also. We work a lot on that. That's why when you look at this session, we try to stop them, rectify them, and ask them questions whether they understand or not. So tactically, it is very important. It's key because we're going to play with teams that are tactically well organized. And also, we don't depend on one or two tactics. We have two, three um, game plans. If one doesn't work, we try another one. Because looking at the World Cup that we've played, most of the time the statistics would be sent to the coaches. So I realized that some of the countries would play three different formations in one game. They would show you that, for example, France from the first minute to the 45 minutes they play 4-3-3. From 45 to 60 they play 3-5-2. From 60 to 90 they play 3-4-3. So that's an example. So we know that definitely you cannot rely entirely on one game plan. If it fails, everything fails. So I've also learned a lot from that. So try to improve and develop on those things. But with time, we need more time to work on those things. They need to understand one tactics, then move to the other one. So that the understanding is very important before you move to the next level when they didn't understand the first tactics that you showed them. So we try to repeat it for them to understand. Then we move on to another tactical game plan.
Yeah, we are still on the screening process. For sure, some players will be dropped as per your earlier statement. But I know you wouldn't want us to talk about individual players for now. But there is one of them who's in the third division, who's a
Yeah,
third division player.
yeah.
What does this say about Coach Abdullah Bola?
Well, actually, we always look about quality. But the most important thing, I always tell the people that For example, I am from Bakawi, and you sit at Bakawi, you think that all talents are in Bakawi, you're just fooling yourself. If you move out, you go to Basse, you see talented players there. That's why going forward is very important to move countrywide to try to identify players, because now I can realize that we have a lot of talented players in this country. When he came, it was a surprise to me that he could maintain that level of performance with the first and second division players. Definitely, that's very good. But unfortunately for him, he's not within the age bracket. So we try to keep him until the under 17, then he moves on to the under 20, because with the U20 you have an age bracket. Under 15 is not eligible to play. 20 years also from 16 to 19. So at this present moment he's 15 years, so he would not be able to play. But we try to help him to keep him prepared with the under 20. Then when the under 17 starts, then he can move there.
Finally, we know there will be more interviews in the future before the competition, but the players that have been dropped, I mean, what message would you send them? I know some of them know why they are not part of the team, but it's not the end of the world as well.
When you are selected, know that you have been doing good during the course of the season. That's why you are invited. This is what I always tell them. It's just keep working hard, so that next time when you are invited, you'll be part of the final selection. And again, they shouldn't discourage, because this is life. We've all played football. We are once dropped from the national team, so we keep fighting, we keep moving, we keep working hard. We try to identify what needs to be improved. Then, if you improve on that, you'll be there. But it is not that they are not good players; they are all equally good. So sometimes you look at the requirement of, you look at certain things based on the competitions that we're going to play. As I said, you need to be on your feet for probably 100 minutes, because nowadays with VAR you can see you have 10 extra injury time, 10 minutes. So sometimes you need to be able to play 100 minutes, and you need to be on your feet, stay on your feet for the whole of the game, because if you cannot match with certain physical contact, then at the end of the day you have a contact, you are out, the opponent team has a numerical advantage and they could punish you. So
Exactly.
there are
The only
certain
amount of
technicalities that we looked up to when it comes to selecting players also. Not only you are a good player, but the competition that we're going to play, whether you can be able to play it. So we looked at all those things, then make our final selection. But to be honest with you, the response was very good from all the players that we invited. It's just that we have to select the few out of the lot, so that make it difficult for them. But as I said, let them not discourage. Some of the players have signed a professional contract without playing for the national team. So just keep working hard. One day, all what we wish is for them to have better living out of football. And at the end of the day, I believe that would happen, inshallah.
Thank you so much,
You're
coach.
most welcome.